Wow, we are going to learn so many cool things on this Homeschool Pop video. Alright, what's the first thing we should learn? How about Roman numerals, which is a different way to write numbers, and it was used a long time ago in ancient Rome, and it's been used since then. And you can think of it almost as a secret code way of writing the numbers. It's pretty simple to learn, and we're going to go through that. The first Roman numeral we're going to learn is the Roman numeral I. And I is 1. I equals 1. So if you see an I with a Roman numeral, it's 1. The letter V is the Roman numeral that means 5. And the letter X is the Roman numeral that means 10. So when you think 1, it's an I. If you think 5, it's a V, and if you think 10, it's an X. So that's it, just those three. I, it almost looks like a 1. That's how you can remember that I is a 1. I is the Roman numeral for 1. A V is in the number 5 when you spell it out. The number 5, you see that right there? It has a V in it. So when you think of V, you know, oh, you know what? There's a V in the spelled out number 5. So V has to be 5. Now, 10 is X, and we can't think of anything that could remind us of that. So there is no memorization thing. Just when you see the X, it's 10, and that's just what we're going to have to do. Okay, one last time here. I just want to make sure you get it. There's only 3. I is the Roman numeral for 1. V is the Roman numeral for 5, and X is the Roman numeral for 10. And you gotta understand that so that we could start playing kind of a game of putting them together and making numbers other than just 1, 5, and 10. So let's get started. So let's practice putting these Roman numerals together. What number do you think this is? You see 2 I's, and I is 1, so the answer is 2. 2 I's is the number 2. What about this one? What number do you think this is? There are 3 I's. Yeah, it's the number 3. Let's try this one. What number do you think this is? We see 2 X's, and X equals 10, so 10 plus 10 equals 20. Great job! This is the number 20. Whoa, this one is so cool. Okay. An X and a V. What number do you think this is? The X is a 10. The V is what number? 5. Awesome. So what is 10 plus 5? 15. Whoa! Thanks so much for helping out. Now that we've looked at how to put some of these together, I want to tell you about 2 special numerals that are a little bit different, and so you're going to have to just remember these on their own. The first is the number 4, and the number 4 is represented with an I and a V, and the I is before the V because 4 is 1 less than 5, which is V. So remember, with 4, it's IV. With 9, it's similar, except with the X. 9 is IX. X is 10, and I is just before it, so 9 is IX. Okay, that was really cool. Thanks for hanging out and learning those with me, but we're not done. We want to go through all the numbers up to 30 just using the numerals, and I want to see how much you've really learned. So if you'll do me a favor, as the numerals go up, I want you to say the numbers along with me, and we can practice together. Sound good? Alright, let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Well, there you have it, a new way to write numbers. Hey, whoa, okay, first of all, elephants don't drive, okay? Elephants can't get a driver's license, and he's driving on the grass! He's driving on the grass! You're gonna ruin the lawn! Okay, what's going on here? Alright, this is out of hand. Okay. Elephant, I don't want to tell you what you can do, what you can't do, but you can't drive, alright? Oh my goodness. Alright, next we are going to learn about even and odd numbers. A number belongs to one of two groups. Either it's an even number or it's an odd number. So what's going on? Why is this even a thing? We're going to talk about it. Even and odd is actually pretty easy, but it's just a matter of knowing what to look for. So we're going to be like detectives together, okay? You're going to have an eagle eye. To help us out on our quest, we're going to use dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are awesome. And here's a red dinosaur that's, I don't know why it's windy. There's wind going on, and I don't know. Let's change the scenery. Let's make it more modern day. There you go. Look at that. Just walking through the neighborhood, strolling. He's ready to help us discover the secret, right? To knowing even and odd. So what is this key that we're looking for? What are we looking for that will tell us if a number is even or if the number is odd? An even number can be grouped by 2. An odd number cannot be evenly grouped by 2. So it's all about the number 2, and that might sound confusing. Let me show you and you'll see. Here is the easiest number to do. We're looking for the number 2. Okay? Can it be put in a group of 2? Well, yes, because it's the number 2. We've got 2 dinosaurs. That makes 2 even. Now this is odd. This dinosaur's all alone. He's not in a group of 2. This makes the number 1 an odd number because he's all alone. That's odd. It's an odd number. Let's look back at the number 2. See, what's neat about this is it's an even group of 2. That means our dinosaur has a friend. He can talk to his friend. He can hang out. It's not weird. It's not odd. It's an even number. Here we have 3 dinosaurs. Now, can we put the number 3 in even groups of 2? Well, no, because that third dinosaur is all alone. The top 2 dinosaurs have somebody. 3 is odd. There's one that's missing a partner. Here we have 4 dinosaurs. Now we're looking for groups of the number 2. Now we have 2 groups of 2 here. That means it's an even number. Each dinosaur has a friend. Wow, 5 dinosaurs. But look, one on the bottom doesn't have a pal, doesn't have a friend. That's odd. It's not evenly grouped into 2. 5 is an odd number. Hey, buddy, okay, don't run, okay? We'll get back to the even numbers. I know you don't like the odds. You don't like being the odd dinosaur out. It's okay. I promise this next number is going to be even because it goes for even, odd, even, odd. Just hang on. Man, dinosaurs, so temperamental, I mean, what's that all about? I mean, a dog wouldn't have done that, dogs are better. I think now, than dinosaurs, you know? I'm just kidding. Dinosaurs are so cool. Moving on. Here we have 6 dinosaurs. Now, each dinosaur has a friend. That means 6 is even. You can split it up in groups of 2. Oh, here we have 7 dinosaurs, but there's one dinosaur that's all alone. 6 of them have friends, but one is all alone, doesn't have a pair. 7 is odd. The number 8. Does everyone have a friend? Yes! There's no one without a friend. Number 8 is an even number. It splits up into 2 very nicely. 8 is even. Let's go even higher. The number 9. Now you can see really quick, it's easy to spot. Is 9 even or odd? Yes, it's odd. There's one who doesn't have a friend. 9 is odd. Oh my goodness, 10. 10, is it even or is it odd? You tell me. You know how to do it now. You know the trick. Yes, 10 is even. Everybody has a friend. Now we're about to teach you 2 sneaky tricks that you can use with even and odd numbers, okay? So seriously, it's not really sneaky, but anyway. So this first trick is that all of the numbers alternate from odd to even and back. And we're going to show you what that means and what that looks like. Here we have the first 10 numbers, numbers 1 through 10. And the trick was all of the numbers alternate from odd to even and back. Do you remember if number 1 is odd or even? Yes, number 1 is odd, because remember, number 1's all by himself, doesn't have a friend, doesn't have a partner, it's not an even number. Number 1 is odd. Now, we remember number 2, right? Number 2 is even. Yes, because it can be grouped in 2, because it is 2. Now, if they alternate, that means which one is number 3? It's odd. This is where it gets fun. If 3 is odd, then that means 4 is even. Good job. And if 4 is even, that means 5 must be odd. Yeah. And if 5 is odd, that means 6 must be, you guessed it, even. And if 6 is even, that means 7 must be odd. Yes, 7 is odd. If 7 is odd, that means 8 is, come on, what's the pattern? 8 is even. And if 8 is even, that means 9 must be odd. And if 9 is odd, come on, is this not just the most fun trick ever? If 9 is odd, that means 10 is even. They all alternate. So the first trick is that they alternate. The numbers alternate. Odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even. Now, we're going to look at the second trick. The second trick is that with numbers bigger than 10, if it's odd or even, you can see on the end. With numbers bigger than 10, if it's odd or even, you can see on the end. To demonstrate, let's play a game we here at Homeschool Pop call Odd or Even. We're going to look at a number that's bigger than 10, and we're going to look on the end to see if it's even or if it's odd. Our first one is the number 21. Is it odd or is it even? It's odd. How? Why? Well, we look on the end. The end is a 1. A 1 is odd. It's all by itself. A 1 is odd, so 21 is odd because 1 is the ending. Did you know that means 71 is odd? and 101 is odd, and 131 is odd, and the number 1001 is odd. Why? They all end in 1. Let's try this one, the number 32. Is it odd or is it even? 32 is even. Well, how do we know? Because of the ending. Look at the ending. It's the number 2. 2 is an even number because it's a group of 2. It can be put in groups of 2 because it is 2. The same rule applies. This is the second trick. With numbers bigger than 10, if it's odd or even, you can see on the end every single number that you can think of that ends in 2 is an even number. Let's try one that's a little more tricky. Let's try the number 100. Is 100 odd or is it even? $100 is even! It's even, and we know that because of the ending. It ends in a 0. Now remember our second trick. With numbers bigger than 10, if it's odd or even, you can see on the end, and the ending is a 0, and every number that ends in 0 is even. Let's look at the chart again. As you can see, 10 on the bottom ends in 0 and it's even. Every single number that ends in a 0 is even. Just like every number that ends in a 1 is odd. Every number that ends in a 2 is even. Every number that ends in a 3 is odd because 3 is odd. Every number that ends in a 4 is even. And it goes on and on. Numbers that end in 5 are odd. Numbers that end in 6 are even. Numbers that end in 7 are odd. Numbers that end in 8 are even. Numbers that end in 9 are odd. And then numbers like 10 that end in 0 are always even. So there you go. Odd and even. As long as you learn these, you'll know any number because the endings always tell you if it's odd or even. So once you know these, you'll know all of them. Oh, this is such a heavy cart. Oh my goodness. It's hard work. You know, a lot of times learning can be hard work too, but we hope that these videos are really helpful and make learning fun so that learning isn't hard like pushing this cart. Oh my goodness. Alright, what's the next thing we should learn about? Let's learn about equal parts. We're going to learn how to recognize if something shows equal parts or if something shows unequal parts. Hold on, my boss is giving me his pizza order again. I'm telling you, he loves pizza way too much. I mean, I like pizza, it's fine, but he's always giving me his pizza order. I'm always picking it up for him. And I just gotta keep writing down, he's got all these instructions. He likes his pizza a certain way. Oh, wow. Oh, he wants me to have some of the pizza with him. Oh, man, and Ted and Gilbert. Oh, all 4 of us having the same pizza. All of us sharing a pizza? So what would that look like? What would it look like if we had this pizza put in 4 equal parts? How would we know that these parts of the pizza were equal? A pizza with 4 equal parts might look like this. Pretty cool, huh? We know the parts are equal because each of the parts are the same size. We're gonna play a game called Are These Equal Parts? Okay, it's not really a game, but we can make it into a game, right? Okay, it's not like checkers, it's not like chess, it's not like basketball, like soccer, okay? It's not like a game, okay? okay? But it's still going to be fun, and we're going to be able to see, work with me here, okay? We're going to be able to see if these pictures show equal parts or if these pictures show unequal parts. So here is our first picture. Now we're going to be looking to see if this picture shows equal parts. And this picture shows how many parts? 2. Good job. Now, are these equal parts? Yes. This picture shows 2 equal parts, and we know they're equal because they're the same size. Now look at this one. This picture shows how many parts? Yeah, 3 parts. Now, are these equal parts? No, they're not equal parts. They're not equal parts because they're not all the same size. This picture does not show equal parts. Great job. Now let's give this picture a try. How many parts does this picture show? 3. Good job. And are these parts equal parts? No, they're not equal parts. Can you imagine if you got that bottom part, if this square was like a cake, and you got that bottom part? That wouldn't be fair. Why? These are not equal parts. Let's give this triangle picture a try. How many parts does this picture show? Great job, 3. And are these equal parts? Yes, they're equal parts because they are all the same size. Equal parts means each part is the same size. Great job. What about this picture? How many parts does this picture have? Be careful when you count, it's a little bit tricky. This picture has 4 parts. Now, are these equal parts? No, they're not equal parts. How do we know? Because they're not the same size. I don't know about you, but I feel pretty good about this equal parts stuff. It just means that the parts are the same size. When they're the same size, that means they're equal. You're doing great. You're increasing your skills just like this racer, racing on the water. You're increasing your skills. You're doing a wonderful job. And next, we are going to learn about units of time. There are 3 main units of time in a day: seconds, minutes, and hours. A second is the smallest unit of time. It's so tiny. A minute is a lot bigger than a second. And then an hour is even bigger. An hour is the biggest unit of time in a day. We are going to look at each of these individually, okay? It is going to be a great time. Get it? It's funny, right? First, we're going to learn about seconds. A second is the smallest unit of time. It's extremely short. Now, a fair warning to you, you're about to see some very cute animals that are going to help us understand just how long a second is. Hey, what did we say? We warned you. Okay, the time that it takes this cute little dog to jump is a second. It's just like a moment. Boom. The dog jumps, whoo, in the air for a second, down. And you see how this dog, he's jumping over that pole. Really cool. Great dog. It takes just a second to jump. That's a second. That's the sound. That's a second. Okay, another cute animal. This is a cat, and this cat is blinking. The time it takes to blink is a second. Not just for cats, for humans. Why don't you give it a try? Go ahead and blink. Yeah, that's a second. Can you blink again? That's another second. Can you blink again? That's a second. It's so short. It's such a short amount of time. Could you blink again? Okay, that'll be the last time. Okay, it's a second. It's a second to blink. Oh, who doesn't love a good seal? Here's a seal in the water saying hi by waving. That wave takes just a second. Did you know when we say hi, that takes a second too? Why don't we give that a try? Say the word hi. 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 That's a second. Hi. That's a second. Hi. Now, I don't want you to annoy people around you, but I want you to understand it just takes a second to say hi or to wave. Waving usually takes just a second. On a clock, seconds are shown with the thinnest line. It's also the line that moves the fastest because seconds are the shortest period of time. Now, you might not realize this, but every unit of time has an abbreviation. An abbreviation is a short form of a word, and seconds actually have two abbreviations. The abbreviations of seconds are sec or just the letter S. Here's an example. You could say 1 second. Or if you wanted to write it with an abbreviation, you could write 1 sec or just 1 S. Here's another example. 5 seconds could be written 5 sec or 5 S. Now you don't always have to do that. You don't always have to use an abbreviation. But if you want to abbreviate and make seconds shorter, you can just write 5 sec or 5 S. The final example, 10 seconds can be written 10 sec or 10 S. Sec or S are abbreviations of the word seconds. Seconds are the shortest unit of time. Next, we're going to talk about minutes. A minute is the next biggest unit of time after seconds. Now, how much bigger is a minute than a second? Well, believe it or not, a minute is 60 seconds. 60 seconds! 60 is a lot. Now, you might be wondering, how much is 60? I'd love to see that. Well, look at this. It's a lot! It's a lot! 60 is a lot. A minute is 60 seconds. Now, here's an example of something that takes about a minute. A little girl blowing bubbles takes about a minute. About 60 seconds. For a while, she'll blow these bubbles and then she'll be done. She might spend a couple minutes or she might just spend a minute. It's not too long, but it's not too short. It's a minute. This little boy's tired. Maybe he played for a long time and he just wants to sit down for a minute. This is something that might take a minute, sitting down and just taking a break. It wouldn't be enough of a break to just take a second break, but a minute can help him rest. A minute is 60 seconds. It's enough time to take a break, to breathe for a while, and then to go back to playing. Here's our final example of a minute. A little girl who's cuddling with her teddy bear. Maybe she named him Mr. Perkins, and maybe she'll give him hugs every once in a while, but now she's taking her time to cuddle him for 60 seconds, a minute. Maybe she'll spend about a minute. A second would just be too short to hug Mr. Perkins, but cuddling for a minute, she would take a minute to do that. On a clock, minutes are shown with the longest line, so when you look at a clock, the longest line, called a hand on a clock, that longest hand measures the minutes. Now remember, every unit of time has an abbreviation, and remember, an abbreviation is just a short form of a word. The abbreviation of minutes is min, M-I-N, min. Here's an example. 1 minute would be abbreviated 1 min. Look at this one. 5 minutes would be abbreviated 5 min. 10 minutes would be abbreviated 10 min. A minute is the next biggest unit of time after seconds. The last unit of time we're looking at today are hours. Hours are the largest units of time in the day. In fact, in a day, there's only 24 of them. Not many at all. Okay, so how long is an hour exactly? Well, an hour is 60 minutes. And do you remember how big the number 60 is, right? Ooh. Ah! Lots of minutes. 60 minutes. An hour is 60 minutes. And remember, a minute is 60 seconds. So it's a lot of time. Here's an example of an hour. This girl playing out in the snow. This girl would want to play out in the snow for like an hour, right? 60 minutes. 1 minute wouldn't be enough playing out in the snow. And 1 second, well, 1 second is like, hi, and that's a second, remember? So an hour is 60 minutes. It's a good long time to play out in the snow. And that's how long this little girl might be playing outside in the snow. Ah, fun! Playing out in the water, that's awesome! This is so much fun! This little boy is probably going to want to play in the water for about an hour, right? 1 minute wouldn't be long to play in the water at all. Remember, 1 minute is only 60 seconds. And 1 second, remember, hi, that's a second. So an hour is a good long time to play out in the water, to have a lot of fun, and to get some really great exercise. Here's our final example of an hour. This little girl is taking a nap. A nap oftentimes takes an hour. 1 minute wouldn't be long enough for a really good nap. And 1 second, well, you already know how long a second is. A second wouldn't do it all either. An hour is a good long time. On a clock, hours are shown with the thick, short line. And that's the line on the clock that moves the slowest because hours are so long. Now, as you've remembered before, every unit of time has an abbreviation, and an abbreviation is a short form of a word, okay? And these kids already know this, okay? And why is this penguin moving so... The abbreviations of an hour are HR or just H. Here's an example. 1 hour could be written 1 HR or 1 H. Now 5 hours could be abbreviated 5 HR or 5H. And 24 hours, which is how long a day is, could be abbreviated 24 HR or 24 H. Wow, Mommy, you're doing such a great job in your race. I had no idea you were an athlete, okay? I mean, with all that cloth wrapped around you, you're doing great. You're doing a great job, just like these kids are doing a great job learning. In fact, how about this? The next thing we're going to learn about is subtraction. Oh, do you know where I am? Yeah. You know, I'm waiting patiently in this waiting room. Oh, man. It has been a while. Have you ever been in a waiting room before? Cool. Yeah, they can be fun, but you do have to be patient, and it's a good time to think. You know, you can think about all kinds of things. Like, okay, I have 8 cowboy hats. I know, it's crazy, it's weird, 8 cowboy hats, and they're all the exact same. The exact same hat. I've got 8 of them. 8 brown cowboy hats. I mean, what's a guy gonna do with 8 brown cowboy hats that look the exact same? What could I possibly do with 8 brown cowboy hats that are all the same? I mean, I should probably give some of them away. You know, I could give away one of my hats to Bob. And Cookie might want one. Yeah, she might like a brown cowboy hat, you know? I could give one to Nancy, you know, just in case she ever got invited to a Western party. And Chomsky, he'd take a hat. So, as I'm sitting here thinking about my 8 hats, I need to figure out how many hats I'll have left if I give some of them away. To figure that out, we need to use subtraction. You see, subtraction is when you take numbers away. Yeah, very simple. Subtraction is when you take numbers away. So, I begin with 8 hats, and I decide to give 1 away. We're going to need to subtract 1 from 8. The way we would write this is 8 minus 1. Now remember, when we subtract, we're just taking numbers away. So 8 minus 1, we're going to just take 1 away. There we go. How many hats do I have left? What is 8 minus 1? If it helps, you can just count how many hats I have left. What is 8 minus 1? Yeah, 7. 8 minus 1 is 7. Now I have 7 hats. Remember, subtraction is when you take numbers away. And as you might have noticed, we use the minus sign when we write a subtraction problem. You can see it right there in the middle. It's just like a dash. That's the minus sign. So now I have 7 hats, but 2 of my friends stop by, and I decide, you know what? I know I just have 7 hats now, but I want to give 2 of them away. Now, I'm going to be subtracting 2 hats from my collection. We would write this by saying 7 minus 2. Now let's take away 2 hats. We'll find out how many we have left. What a wonderful subtraction problem. What is 7 minus 2? If you need help, you can just count how many hats are left. What is 7 minus 2? 7 minus 2 equals 5. Yeah! 5 hats, and you can even count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 hats left. 7 minus 2 equals 5. Do you see how fun and simple subtraction is? Subtraction is when you take numbers away. So now I have 5 hats in my collection. Only 5 hats left. But then I meet up with my cousins, Hooey, Dewey, and Stewie, who want to have hats too. And I'd love to give them hats. So I'm going to give 3 more hats away. So I have 5 hats, and we're going to subtract 3 hats. We would write that 5 minus 3. Oh, I love subtraction so much. All right, bada bing. There we go. The 3 hats are gone. So, 5 minus 3, how many hats are left? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Yeah, 5 minus 3 equals 2. Good job! Subtraction is just taking numbers away, and 5 minus 3 leaves you with 2. Now I have just 2 hats. We love subtraction. I mean, subtraction is when you take numbers away. And why am I in the middle of the road with a shopping cart? So I had my 2 hats, and that's fun because then the hat has a friend, and they're like buddies, and they're like a pair of friends. And then Chomsky came by, and I said, oh, I'm gonna have to do subtraction again. I'm gonna have to subtract again. Old Chomsky, you know, that Choms, he came by. I said, I'm gonna have to subtract again. I'm gonna have to subtract one more time. So I have 2 hats. Minus 1. 2 minus 1. So we subtract that 1, we take that 1 away, and how many hats are left? What is 2 minus 1? Yep. 2 minus 1 equals 1. There's only 1 hat left. Which is fine. I mean, you know, I can only wear 1 hat at a time, and it was the same exact hat. I think about it, subtraction's been good to me. It's good. Subtraction is taking numbers away. Sometimes I do wonder what would have happened if I didn't give that hat away. If Hattie still had his friend, they could have gone to the beach together. They could have gone to birthday parties together. But actually, the hat had a better purpose. To make a friend happy. So, in this waiting room, all I gotta say is, thanks, subtraction. You are pretty awesome. We are so happy to have you with us. I mean, you are so awesome. You really are. Oh, you like my poster? Yeah, Mr. Whiskers poster, you know? It's pretty cool, you know? It's a pretty cool poster, pretty cool cat, too. I wonder what he would like to learn about next. If he would learn from one of our videos, what would he like to learn next? How about, let's learn about addition. I love addition. I love it very much. I love addition. I add up all my stuff. I know, the voice of an angel. Alright, so really, why do I love addition? Why do I love addition? And why should you love addition? Well, I love addition because addition is so simple and so much fun. We're going to show you, we're going to prove to you that addition is so simple and so much fun. You're going to have a great time doing it. Okay, so you might be wondering, what is addition? What do we do when we do addition? Well, addition is putting numbers together. It's like a great game of putting numbers together, okay? Addition is putting numbers together. Now we're going to show you exactly how this works by talking about this sport. Do you know what sport this is? Yeah, this is golf. This lady hit the golf ball and she's hoping that the golf ball goes into the hole. We're pulling for you, Sally. Don't know if you actually got the ball in the hole, but we're pulling for you, Sally. You could do it, Sally. You could do it. You see, she's so excited. She doesn't know. She doesn't know, but we don't know either. So, anyway. All we can do is guess. We don't really know Sally all that well. But let's pretend that Sally loves golf, and let's pretend that Sally likes to collect golf balls. So Sally is playing with 1 golf ball. Let's say that's the only golf ball she has with her right now. She's got 1 golf ball. But she finds another golf ball by a tree. So she had 1 golf ball, and then she found another one. we need to put these numbers together, don't we, to find out how many golf balls she has now. Putting numbers together, that's addition! That's addition! So now we put these two numbers together. She had one golf ball, she found another one, so let's add both of those balls. How many do we have? Yeah, 2. Sally now has 2 golf balls. Good job, Sally! Oh, addition, I knew I loved you. Oh, addition, all you are is just putting numbers together. So simple, so fun, a game anyone can play. Well, you know Sally. She went back to that golf course the very next day. Because remember, she loves golf, right? And of course, Sally brought her 2 golf balls. Because remember, she had one golf ball, then she found another one, so now she has 2. But you know what? She had a great day at the course, and she actually found 2 more balls. I know, isn't that crazy? Sally is really great at finding golf balls. She found 2 more balls. Now we have to find out how many golf balls she has. Wait a second. Oh, we're putting numbers together. It's addition. It's time. We're gonna get to do addition again. Remember, addition is putting numbers together. She had 2 balls, and now she's found 2 more balls, and we get to find out how many she has now. That's addition. Putting numbers together. So she had 2 balls, and she's found 2 new ones, so we need to find out what 2 plus 2 is. What a great addition problem. What's 2 plus 2? If you don't know, you can actually just count the golf balls. What's 2 plus 2? Yeah, 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Remember, addition is putting numbers together. 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's addition, putting numbers together. Oh, bless her heart. Sally's at it again. She's back at the golf course to collect more golf balls. So Sally brings all of her golf balls. Now she has 4 of them. She brought all 4 to the golf course. Well, she looked high and low, and wouldn't you know it, she found 3 golf balls during her time at the golf course. I know, she's so good at collecting golf balls. Now we need to figure out how many golf balls she has. And yes, we're putting numbers together, so it's going to be an addition problem. She had 4 golf balls, and now she has 3 more golf balls. So what is 4 plus 3? Remember, with addition, we're just putting numbers together. So if you need help, you can actually count the number of golf balls on the screen. What's 4 plus 3? Yeah, 4 plus 3 equals 7. She has 7 golf balls now. Great job adding. Well, now you know the basics of addition, and now you know why I love addition so much. In the comments below, tell us how much you love addition, because it's fun, right? It's simple, it's fun. Where's Sally? Where's Sally? Ah, there she is. There she is. There's our little star. Thanks for helping us count how many golf balls she got. And remember, addition is just putting numbers together. Oh, wow, look, it's the homophone cow. Homophone cow. Homophone cow? You're just walking, you're just gonna ignore me? I see how it is. Okay, so you're upset that we haven't included you in other videos. What do you call this? You know, you're in a compilation video. That's cool, too. Alright. I need to talk to the homophone cow. But in the meantime, let's learn about fractions. Fractions are so awesome and so much fun. Many of you think so too. A couple of weeks ago, we set up a poll on our channel, and many of you voted for fractions as our next math video. That's really awesome. Thanks everyone for voting. And don't worry, we'll make the other 2 videos too later on, but this is all about fractions. Alright, well let's start here. What is a fraction? When we say the word fraction, what do we mean? What is a fraction? Well, a fraction is something that shows parts of a whole. Let's say there's this lady named Cindy. Cindy has a pizza, which is great. She loves pizza, so yummy pizza. But then her friend Chomsky arrives. You remember Chomsky? Chomsky likes pizza too, and he's a little bit hungry. So maybe Cindy isn't gonna eat the whole pizza now. Maybe they're gonna split it. What do you think? So they split the pizza in half. Each of them get 1/2 of the pizza. Isn't that neat? Then everyone has pizza. Each of them have 1/2 of the pizza. They split it right down the middle. Now remember, a fraction is something that shows parts of a whole. So here is what the fraction looks like. A 1, a line, and a 2. That is the fraction 1/2. Each of them, Cindy and Chomsky, get 1/2 of the pizza. So this is 1/2. It's a very important fraction because we use it all the time. Now you might be wondering, what do the numbers mean and how does it show 1/2? Well, the bottom number shows the total number of parts. The top number shows how many parts we are talking about. Pretty simple. Let's go back to our example. There are a total of 2 parts to the pizza. So there's a 2 on the bottom, and Cindy just gets 1 part. That's the part we're talking about. So Cindy gets just 1/2 of the pizza. She doesn't get the whole thing. She gets just 1 part. She gets 1/2. The bottom number of a fraction is called the denominator. The denominator is the total number of parts. The top number is called the numerator. The numerator tells us how many parts we are talking about. In this case, Cindy is having 1 part of the pizza. The other part, of course, is going to Chomsky. Let's try this. Let's say there's another pizza, and this pizza has 4 parts. The number 4 is the denominator because there are 4 pieces of pizza, 4 parts. Let's say Kelly shows up and wants to have 1 part of the pizza, 1 piece of the pizza. The numerator, or the top number of the fraction, is the number 1 because Kelly is having 1 part or 1 piece of the pizza. Kelly is having 1/4 of the pizza. Pretty simple, pretty fun. Fractions are awesome. Now we're going to need your help. Help us figure out, what fraction is it? What fraction is it? Wow, we're gonna have a great time. Let's say we have a group of 5 sports balls. 1 is a basketball. The other 4 are soccer balls. Let's figure out what fraction of the balls are basketballs. What fraction of the balls are basketballs? So we know a fraction has a line in the middle, and the top number is the numerator, and the bottom number is the denominator. The denominator shows us the total number of parts or units. How many sports balls are there? Yeah, 5. 5 is the denominator. Good job. Now remember, we're asking for the fraction of sports balls that are basketballs. So how many basketballs are there? Yeah, just 1. The number 1 is the numerator. So 1/5 of the sports balls are basketballs. 1/5. Great job. Let's try this final example. Let's say there are 5 pets. 5 pets! 2 of them are dogs, and 3 of them are cats. What fraction of the pets are cats? That's a good question. What fraction of the pets are cats? Remember, here's what a fraction looks like. It's got a line in the middle, with the top number being the numerator, and the bottom number is the denominator. So, the total number of pets is 5. What number is the denominator? What number goes on the bottom? Yeah, 5. 5 is the denominator. It tells us the total number of pets. Remember, we're asking for the fraction of the pets that are cats. How many cats are there? Yeah, 3. So what's the numerator? Yeah, 3. 3 is the numerator. 3/5 of the pets are cats. Wow, that was so cool! But none of those cats are as special to me as you, Mr. Whiskers. Not even a fraction of my heart belongs to you. My whole heart. I love you, Mr. Whiskers. I do. I do. A fraction is something that shows parts of a whole. The top number of a fraction is the numerator, how many parts we are talking about. And the bottom number of a fraction is the denominator, the total number of parts. Hey, Petey. I know, I heard about your plane. You know, it's a cool plane, you know, and it's neat. I don't know if it flies, or you look pretty confident that it's gonna fly, which is cool. Yeah, I see you. Hello. Hello. Yeah, thanks for waving. Thanks for saying hello. You know, we're actually in the middle of learning. We're in the middle of learning a lot of new cool things right now. So I actually do have to go. Hi, you're still waving. Okay. We're gonna go, because now we need to learn about division. Division is such an awesome thing to be able to do, and you're going to have it all figured out. You're going to learn how to divide in this video. And we're going to start off with a story. There's this kid named Ethan, and Ethan loves carrots. He loves carrots so much. He loves to snack on them. He loves when he gets to eat them. They're crunchy, they're tasty. Yeah, carrots are awesome. In fact, I'm literally eating a carrot right now as I'm speaking. Carrots are great for your skin. Carrots are great for your eyes. They're amazing. They're a great snack. And Ethan loves them. Well, Ethan has 2 friends over, Kevin and Chloe, and they start to get hungry. Of course, they all love carrots, because carrots are like the perfect snack. Now, in Ethan's house, there are only 3 carrots. They're just 3 carrots. We are going to have to divide the 3 carrots amongst the 3 kids. So let's figure this out. How many carrots does each kid get? Do you know? Each kid gets 1 carrot. Pretty simple, right? 3 carrots, 3 kids, each kid gets 1 carrot. Hey, Did you know we just did division? We just did division. Division is pretty simple. You see, division is splitting a number up by any given number. That's it, just splitting a number up. Let's look at our story again. There were 3 carrots, and we divided those 3 carrots by 3 because there are 3 people, right? The 3 kids that love carrots. And the answer of how many carrots each kid gets is 1. 3 divided by 3 equals 1. Notice right here is the division sign. This is what it looks like. When you see that sign, you could just say divided by. So this reads 3 divided by 3 equals 1. Let's try another example of division. Let's say there are 8 presents. 8 presents, and there are 4 women, and we want each of the women to get the same amount of presents as the other women because we want it to be fair. Notice the division sign. We are going to divide or split up 8 by 4. Remember, to divide is to split up. Let's split these presents up into 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, how many presents does each woman get? 2. Each woman gets 2 presents. Isn't that cool? Division is so much fun and it's so easy. Remember, division is splitting a number up by any given number. That's it. Alright, now it's time for division facts. We're going to learn some pretty interesting facts about division, and you're going to be like, what? Oh my goodness! Like secrets. This is super cool, okay? So just look around, alright? Make sure, alright, so coast clear? Alright, it's time for division facts. The first fact is this. You can never divide by 0. It's true, you can never divide by 0, even if you're a rule breaker and you're like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. You still can never divide by 0. In fact, if a teacher ever gives you a test and you see a problem where you have to divide a number by 0, just write on the test, undefined. Because that's exactly what that answer would be, undefined. It's impossible. Kind of like Mr. Whiskers' math skills. Does Mr. Whiskers do math in his head all day long? Who knows? His math skills are undefined. We just don't know. It's impossible to know. You know, Mr. Whiskers might know how to do division. Who knows? Undefined. You can't divide by 0. You can never divide by 0. If you ever see any division problem dividing by 0, just write undefined. It's impossible. It's impossible. So just write undefined. The second fact is this. You can write the division sign 3 ways. Not just with that traditional division sign. You can write it like the division sign, or you can write a division problem with the slash, or with a horizontal line. For example, look at this. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. That's the original division sign, the one that you might see more regularly. But here is the same equation written in a different way. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. It's still a division sign, but it's a slash. It means the same thing as the original division sign. Remember, the division sign can also be a horizontal line. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. That looks like a fraction, doesn't it? The line in a fraction means divided by. These are the 3 ways that you can write the division sign. Pretty interesting. Alright, the final fact is this. Okay, this is so awesome. You can flip the number of groups and the number in each group, and the division problem stays true. For example, 10 divided by 2 equals 5, and you can flip the 2 and the 5, and it stays true. That means 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Isn't that interesting? 10 divided by 2 equals 5, and 10 divided by 5 equals 2. You can flip the number of groups and the number in each group, and it still stays true. Or look at this. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. Remember, we can flip the number of groups and the number in each group, and it still stays true. So we could switch the 6 and the 3, and it stays true. So 18 divided by 3 equals 6. The 6 and the 3 can be flipped. So 18 divided by 6 equals 3, and 18 divided by 3 equals 6. Pretty nifty. Those were some cool facts. You know, division is a great time. Division is splitting a number up by any given number. It's a lot of fun, and we hope you learned a whole lot in this video. Wow, you completed the video. That is so impressive. Well, you might notice there's a circle right here on this video page that you can click to subscribe to our channel, or you can click this rectangle to go to another one of our videos. But keep learning. Learning is so cool.